My name is Billy Hall. I was born June 27th, 1946, in Plum Orchard, West Virginia. My father worked in the coal mines of West Virginia while my mother stayed home and took care of the five children. The most important lesson I learned from my parents was hard work and to always finish a job that I started. I moved to Sanger, California when I was 13 and found myself a job at a packing house preparing the grapes for shipment. While in high school, I spent 3 years in the California Cadet Corps and rose to the rank of first lieutenant. While working at the packing house, I would listen to the radio. That's when I heard about the Gulf of Tonkin incident, and right then and there I was ready to leave school and help the cause, but the recruiter told me that I had to be 19 to join the military police. 2 weeks after graduation, I turned 19. The next day after my birthday, I joined the military police. In the military police, I had many responsibilities, but I felt prepared to carry out any task that was given to me. I was sent to Saigon, Vietnam, and spent 90% of my time in front of buildings waiting to be attacked. About 2 weeks into my tour, we were attacked, but everyone in the hotel survived except for the military policeman in front of the building, my captain, and a male clerk. One of my most difficult experiences was when I was guarding a building. A Vietnamese woman threw what looked like a grenade at me while holding a baby in her arms. I took my weapon, aimed, and was ready to fire, but I realized that she had only thrown a soda can, and I held my fire. I later found out that she was trying to commit suicide with her baby. I had befriended many men during my time in Vietnam. I remember a sergeant with a nasty attitude and was not fond of the guy, but I kept searching for a reason to like him. Around Christmas time, I saw him handing out candy to the Vietnamese children, and after that, I couldn't be mad at him. I do not know what happened to that man or any other men I knew from Vietnam. Throughout my whole tour in Vietnam, I was never shot, never even received a scratch, and I never shot my weapon in anger. The closest I ever got to firing my weapon was at target practice. When I returned home, I went to work, and I was just a regular guy. I didn't receive any criticism or thank yous. I went to work for the United States Post Office in August of 1968. I also joined the Air Guard in November of 1985. I was married August 8, 1969. We gave birth to my first son, Sheridan Lee Hall, on January 23, 1970. July 28, 1979, we gave birth to my second son, Ryan Christopher Hall. I retired from the Air Guard in November of 2002. Then I retired from the Post Office in May of 2004. Even though I have retired twice, I feel that I must remain busy, so I now have 3 jobs. In 2007, I began to have nightmares of Vietnam. I would wake up hearing voices, and I found it hard to stay asleep. I have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. At the time, I thought I was making a big difference, but I now realize that I was only one of 500,000 in Vietnam at the time. I enjoyed my time in Vietnam. I felt and still feel that my involvement was the right thing to do. I had never worried about my life during my service, and I wouldn't have done anything differently.